Hi guys, so for today we will gonna be teaching you on how to use intent to be able to move around different activities in Android Studio. So the first thing that we'll be doing is we will be adding another activity first so that we could be able to move around in our program. So to be able to do that, just go here on your app, right click, new, and then go to activity. So just pick the type of activity that you want to create. So we always use the empty views activity for this one, and then you will just be picking the same formats, and then we will not be naming it. It will just be main activity 2, and then click on finish. Now you will see that it will be automatically be added as the same with our previews. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one. It's not gonna be used. We have here activity number 2, and we have here activity number 1. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this, and for now what we're gonna be doing is we will be changing this as a identification. This is activity 1. Okay, and then let's just set the sizing for this one, Android text size, and let's say 30 sp. Then let's go ahead and add directly a button for this one so that we could move to activity number 2. Now I'm not gonna be using relative layout to make it much more faster. So I'm gonna go and click button number 1, and I'm just gonna go and constraint the layout for this one. I'm gonna go and change the text and change this into go to second activity, and then we will be doing the same design on the other one, but for this one we're gonna be changing this to btn activity 1 so that we could be able to identify the difference between the two. Let's go to the design of activity number 2. Let's add a text view stating here. So let's go ahead and constraint this first so that we can place it properly. Then let's go and change the code. This is activity 2, and then let's add also the size for this one. So Android text size 30 sp as well. Then let's place also the button. So button, and then let's constraint this again to the text view. So I'm just doing this constraint layout to make it much more faster, but usually what I do is I use relative layout. So go to activity number 1. So as you can see on the design, we have activity 2, go to activity number 1, and then activity number 1, go to second activity. So it's really very different, so we could be able to identify if we're moving or not. So the first thing that we'll be doing is we will go and activate the code first on the first main Java.activity. Okay. So what we need to do is to first set the intent, and we will be typing in intent. Press on tab so that the utility will be added in the libraries. So intent is equals to new intent, and then type here your main activity dot this, and then to identify to where it will be going. So main activity 2 dot class. Okay, so we're just currently declaring the intent, but this would mean that we will be going into the second activity. But how do we make this active? So again, let's activate the button. Oh, I forgot. I need to change the name of the button for this one. This is going to be btn activity number 2. There we go. Let's go back. So btn1 is equals to find view by id r.id dot btn activity 1, and then btn1 dot set on click listener new space view on click listener. And this is what it this is a very simple code. Just type here start activity and then type in the name of your intent, which is actually the same. It's intent. And there we go. So let's try to do this on the second activity. Again, type in intent so that it could be included on the library. Intent is equals to new intent, then main activity 2 dot this main activity 1 dot class. Then also activate the button btn2 is equals to new find view by id r.id dot btn activity 2, and then let's activate the button. So btn2 dot set on click listener new space view set on click listener, and then let's try to activate the intent. So start activity intent. There we go. So this is the very simple code that we needed to do to be able to move from one activity to another. So let's try to go and press play. And what will happen is that every time we click the buttons, it should be able to go from the first activity to the second activity. Okay, so let me just go ahead and click this. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that is how you will be able to move around with your different activities or files or programs if you're gonna be using intent. Again, that's it, and thank you very much.